Okay, hey YouTube, I'm finally back on here. It's in a very long time. I feel like kind of busted. Like, who cares? Whatever. This is me. It's Sunday. I went to church. Like, I'm about to put on makeup to go to church. Like, for what? I feel like sometimes that's what stops me from like coming on YouTube. Is that I feel like, okay, you have to be dressed up. You always have to have on makeup. You have to edit, and it's like I'm not about to edit this video. Because why? Like, I just wanted to give it to y'all raw and uncut. But anyways, so I've been going from YouTube since I've been back in school. Well, I uploaded like once or twice, but I haven't been uploading consistently. So yeah, but I just want to kind of talk about my journey. So it was last week. Was it last week? No, it was this week. I think it was this week on Monday. I finally ended up getting into graduate school. So if you go back to my previous videos, you all see that I'm always like, I'm trying to get in graduate school, I do this, gotta do that, gotta do that. So I just want to kind of come through and just talk about, like, you know, my pathway to getting into grad school and pretty much my testimony at the end of the day. So my major is speech language pathology. It's a really competitive field. It has a high demand, but it's also really competitive, because you think that, oh, since it's such a high demand that it wouldn't be as competitive as it is. But hey, it's 2018. It is what it is. People want you to be educated. So that was my major, and I finished the undergraduate program, and I graduated with 3.3. And you do have to take the GRE. I don't even know what the GRE stands for. Graduate record, I don't even know, examination, I really don't know. But the GRE is a test that you have to take to get into graduate school. Not every not every major, not every school requires you. There's a school in North Carolina called Wake Forest. I don't think they require for you to like have to take a test like that to get in, but they also don't have my major, so whatever. So and the GRE, it's a writing portion, a reading portion, and math portion. So I ended up taking the GRE a lot of times, y'all. It's very expensive. It's $200. That's why it's very important to be serious about it. You probably want to start studying 6 months before your actual test date, and I'm not even joking with you, if you really want to do good on the first time. Okay, so I took it probably 4 times. No, yeah, I took it 4 times. The first 3 times I did not study at all. Had got the book, whatever, just didn't study. Just said, Chelsea, what are you going to get? The first 3 times, y'all think I would get the memo. But the thing about tests like that, it's hard to study while you're in school. You really don't have time, especially if like your major is kind of like, you know, difficult. So yeah, it's kind of hard to study like while trying to focus on school as well and other stuff, and also filling out graduate applications. So I wasn't studying. And I mean, besides that, I'm not a good standardized test taker whatsoever, y'all. I'm just really not. So I didn't do good. I got a 142. This is my high scores. A 142 in reading, a 146 in math, and a 4.0 in writing. But that was on the last test. I got a 4.0 in writing on the last test. Before that, I kept on getting 3.5, which is average. You know, it's good, but most schools want you to have a 4.0 in writing. And in math and reading, they want you to have a 150. That's just how it is. That is the average. You know what I mean? That's like the average. That's what people, you know, should be getting, so-called. That's the average. That's what most people get. So obviously, you know, 4 minutes. I'm 4 points off from the 150 in math. I'm 8 points off from the 150 in reading. Cool. I have a 3.3 GPA. 3.33 GPA. So while being in school and being, you know, everybody in my program's applying. All like 60 of us applying to grad school. You know, teachers tell you they want you to have a 3.5, 3.6. I hear that from everywhere. I've even heard that from other students that were in the graduate program at my school. But 3.4 is the minimum. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should get in. I probably get in somewhere. I'm close to a 3.4 or 3.33. Long story short, I ended up applying to 3 schools and got denied by all 3. So it was kind of hurt. I got waitlisted by 1. The one that got, well, actually, I waitlisted by 2, denied by 1. The school that got denied by is the school that I actually went to, UNCG. And I ended up getting waitlisted by the other 2 schools. And eventually, after a month, they told me that, hey, we're just not going to accept you. So I was just wondering, like, dang, what could I do? And during all of that, okay, so I graduated December 2016. And that's when, you know, I had been turned in my applications. My mom was sick during that period for, like, 2 months, and she ended up passing away in January 10th, 2017. And So for me, like, I was having to grieve, and mind you, I still made the dean's list or whatever during that semester. I only had one B plus. It's like a point off from like A minus. Could have had all A's, but I didn't. Whatever. So that was just a very hard time for me. So of course, when I found out like 2 months later on spring break in Miami that, hey, you didn't get into like graduate school, I was upset because of course I went to Miami just to enjoy myself. Like, I've been so stressed out for the past like few months. Like, nobody, it was kind of like a fresh breath air to me. Like, if you never lost a parent, then you just, I don't know, it's just a bad feeling. Like, you don't, like, somebody just left like out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Like, it just happened unexpectedly. Like, we had no clue. While she was being sick, she was in a coma, y'all, so there wasn't any of her talking back to us or anything like that. So the last day I probably talked to my mom was some day in November. That was the last time I probably heard her voice. And the next day my dad called me. It was like, your mom had seizures, she's in the hospital, she went to coma. And after that, I never talked to my mom. She passed away. So I was going through that. So mind you, being on spring break and hearing that, dang, you didn't get into 3 graduate schools is pretty tough. So I decided to go back home, and I was trying to figure out, okay, like, what are you going to do, Chelsea? So mind you, I already got my degree and I was unenrolled from school. So I went and I talked to my counselor, my advisor or whatever. She said, well, what you need to do is re-enroll back in school. Here was the list of majors: special education, psychology. I forgot the other majors that she said that, because obviously I can't go back in as a speech therapy major. I already have my degree in it, so what's the point? So I said, okay, cool, I'm gonna pick special education. She told me to take the GRE again. I said, okay, and do a research project. Cool. So I ended up doing that. Long story short, I ended up getting my GPA up to a 3.46. I stayed in school for a year. So yeah, so last semester, the semester before this one, I had 3.39. I got straight A's all across the board. This semester that just passed, I got 3.49 now. So my GPA, at 3.46. My GPA was going up. It's close to a 3.5. It is over a 3.4. That's all that matters. I took a GRE again. Did not do good on it. My scores were lower than they were the first 4 times, but my writing improved. I ended up getting a 4. And y'all, so the way the GRE goes, when you get done taking the test, the writing, they let you know what you made on writing like a week later or whatever through email. But for the math and reading, they let you know right then and there after you take the test. So I was so nervous. Literally, I just remember like taking the GRE and shivering and crying because I'm not a good standardized test taker. And this time I actually studied. I brought this online prep website, whatever, called Magoosh. I had a tutor and everything, and I'm just not good standardized test taker because this time I studied. Still didn't do good. So I just remember while writing, I feel like my essays, let's give you 2 essays, and I feel like my essays were just crap. And I started crying during my essays, y'all. Literally, because I was so stressed out. Like, I just really wanted to get into graduate school. So, long story short, it's funny because the part that I worried about, which is writing, is what I did great on. I got a 4.0, you want a 4.0. Reading and writing is the 2 most important things. Grad schools really don't care about math because math has something to do with speech therapy. Or they gotta do anything. The calculator, you can add, subtract, divide, you're good. But reading and writing was the 2 important things. So it's funny because I really wasn't worried about reading or math, but I ended up not doing good on that. So it's kind of flip-floppy. So yeah, I was just pretty much like crying, y'all, literally. And I forget, like, it was kind of like the first sign from God that this is for you, Chelsea, that this is your time. Was that, okay, you got a 4.0 in writing. And after that, your GPA went up to a 3.46. Like, it went up to a 3.39. The first sign was, okay, you got all A's. Then it was the GRE writing score, which was 4.0. Then after that, going back to school for a semester and getting a 3.46. Great. Boom. And through this whole, like, pathway, it was kind of like I learned that literally it was not my time. Sorry if I cry. I don't know. I've been crying all day. I might not. I don't know. I just learned that it wasn't my time, and that's why I just wanted to come on here and say that God's plan is most definitely different from your plan. I had a friend in the program. Me and her weren't close like that. We talked all the time. We did our homework with each other, and she ended up getting into a school that I was denied. We applied to the same 3 schools. She was denied by the same 2 schools, and then got into the one that I was like waitlisted by. She was a very smart girl, and I remember, like, I'm not gonna say being jealous, but not understanding that why couldn't it have been me that got in. I was slightly probably jealous. Why couldn't it have been Chelsea that got into graduate school? Why wasn't it me? Like, I worked my butt off. I was going through so much, and my mom just passed. Like, God, like, asking him, like, could something good just happen for once? Mind you, those 4 months, like, I'm just going through so much. And even during those 4 months, you know, like, of course I was going out like that. Not all the time. Mostly I was back home in Fayetteville, seeing my mom. But, like, you know, me being young, like, I kind of need, like, a breath of fresh air. Like, I just can't sit in my room and be depressed. I was really losing weight, y'all. Like, I really was not eating like that. Even my friends noticed. I was like, whoa, like, you're not eating. So, I was just asking God, like, why? Like, why not me? Like, why couldn't I be at that school? But now it's kind of funny because, like, me going through all that makes the accomplishment even bigger. Like, when I tell y'all that I got one of my acceptance letters this week, I was so happy. I was crying, I was jumping up and down, I was shook, I was shocked, I was all that, because literally I couldn't believe it. So I don't know, like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, you know, after a year, it's so good to actually see, like, your work, like, all come together. So I was just shook. Okay, let's get past the whole grades and the jury thing. So I got really close to one of my professors in my program, and he said, Chelsea, why don't you do a research project? And I said, oh, cool. Okay, cool. What am I going to write about? Like, what am I going to talk about? Because I feel like everybody does a research project. It's kind of something really pertaining to the major, like some information. Like, what do you want me to talk about? Studying, talk about the ear? I don't know what to even talk about. I have no clue. He was like, what are you interested in? I was like, I don't know what I'm interested in. I just love speech therapy, whatever deals with it. So I really don't know. So he said, okay, why don't you talk about overcoming disappointment? And I was like, what? Like, are they going to pick me? Because for a research project, and I want to present mine at a convention. It's the National Black Association of Speech, Language, and Hearing, or something like that. You can Google it. And it's like their annual, like, convention in DC. So I'm nervous, like, oh gosh, I have to freaking present in front of all these people. But he said, how about you talk about that and talk about your experience of overcoming disappointment about not being admitted into graduate school. So I said, okay, that's kind of weird. But I talked about it. I talked about my steps, you know, to make myself a better candidate, which I told you all, take the GRE over again, do a research project, show that you're really interested, improve your grades, re-enroll, all that. Actually talk to your professors. What else? And a big thing for me was pointing out my weak spots. What are you weak in when it comes to the major? What could you have did better to actually get yourself into graduate school? So, yeah, that was a big point. I mean, I probably could have talked to my professors more. I picked a teacher that I never should have got a recommendation letter from. And I'm pretty sure she ended up giving me a crappy recommendation letter. It's what I heard from multiple people, like, yeah, I don't know why you did that, but I did it anyway. So, whatever. But this time, this second go around, I was definitely fixed that, X'd her out of the equation, and got somebody else to write my recommendation letter. Because a recommendation letter is a very, like, you can have crappy everything else, but a recommendation letter could be what sets you apart from other applicants. So yeah, I did that. And literally, like, the feedback that I got at that convention felt so good. Like, people were like, you know, I don't have the best grades. My GPA is even lower than yours. Or it was just like, I never even heard anybody talk about not getting into graduate school. Because everybody always says, okay, speech therapy is so competitive. But how about not everybody gets in? So I'm sitting here thinking the first round I'm going to get in. Boom, you don't get in. So I'm like, dang, I'm kind of hurt. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. I'm thinking it's me. Like, what did I do? But no, I really didn't have anybody tell me, like, hey, you might not get in. We're sorry. And it's okay. It's okay not to get in on the first round. God's plan. Literally, God's plan. Like, it's not your plan, it's God's plan. Because that's what I wanted, but at the end of the day, that's not what I needed. And I look back on, what if I would have got into one of those schools on the first try? I probably would have failed. I don't know what would have happened, because I was grieving while my mom being passed away. I've been going to school nonstop. If you don't know me, I went to an early college in Fayetteville called Cross Creek. So I was taking college classes there my 11th and 12th grade year. So I've been taking college classes for years. Like, I'm talking like since 2012, y'all. 2018. I've been taking college classes for 6 years. I'm burnt out. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired. So if I really would have got into graduate school back then or a year ago and would have got in, I don't know. Like, in graduate school, you have to make good grades. You know what I mean? There isn't no, I don't think you can even make a C. You can't get anything below a B, I believe. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Undergraduate, you can't make anything below a C in your major, but hey, graduate school, you can make anything below a B. So I probably would have never did the good at all. I would have been upset with myself. I would have been disappointed. But yeah, so I got really good feedback from that research topic. Now let's talk about, okay, so some schools, so I'm kind of all over the place, but it's just coming to me. Some schools require interviews, some schools don't. I applied to 3 out-of-state schools. One school required an interview. And they only do it for, like, you know, prospective students. Like, students, they like, she looks good on paper. Like, let's see what she's about. Like, you know, we're not denying her all. We actually want her to come here. Let's see what she's about. So cool. They emailed me saying that they wanted to interview me. I had pretty much studied for the interview, I guess, for like a few days. I was nervous. The interview was on May the 21st. Let me just tell you how God works. The first school that I got accepted to, they actually sent me their acceptance letter on May the 21st. Was it? Yeah, May the 21st. So, but I didn't know that because I sent it through mail and I never check my mail, like my actual mailbox. So yeah. So that day, she was asking me questions that I was just like, I'm over here trying to answer them. I feel like she's thinking that they're not good enough. And I'm like, dang, like, I don't know. Like, I just thought I didn't go good. So, interview ended. I was upset. Feel like I didn't do good. But I was like, whatever. I'm going to put it in God's hands. Why worry about it? Chelsea, you applied to 2 other schools. Don't worry about it. So, literally, I've been going to church for the past, like, month now. So, I've been, like, a month. And every time I go to church, God's been telling me, Chelsea, you're going to get in. You're going to get in. You're going to get in. And it was like something just keeps on telling me, like, Chelsea, you're going to get in. You're going to get into graduate school this time. So, I said, okay, God. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about it. So, God has been telling me to check the mailbox, my P.O. box, for the past week. I wasn't listening to him. Sorry, God. But one day I decided, I went grocery shop. I said, let me go check the P.O. box. Let me go see. And lo and behold, it was a school that sent me that acceptance letter it was a different school from the school I had an interview with. But it was the same day they sent me the letter. And God's been telling me since then to go check the P.O. box. Never did it. Get the envelope. I opened it at the P.O. box. I'm nervous, and it was a small envelope. So, you know, I'm thinking like, okay, if they would have sent me a big envelope if they really wanted me. But no, save paper. This like, congratulations, you got in. When I tell you, I was screaming, I was crying, I was all that. I was shook. Once again, I was shocked. I just couldn't believe it because I've been through so much, and literally I just believed in God and I stayed patient, and I got in somewhere. So the next day or 2 days after that, the same school I had an interview with, I thought I did not do good in. They emailed me and said, congratulations, Chelsea, you got in here too. So yeah, at first I'm just happy that I got into one graduate school, but it's kind of funny because I tell my friends that my prayer has shifted. My prayer went from trying to get into any school to being able to get into 2 schools so far. I'm still waiting on another school. They should let me know this month. But my prayer shifted from wanting to get into any school, not even just let me get into one school, God, from him getting me into 2 schools. And now me being like, okay, if I get accepted in this 3rd school, where to even go? And it's just really crazy how God works. Like, I think about, wow, like now at night I pray, God, give me a sign about what school to go to. Because I noticed that I do really want to go to this one school out of 3. But I told myself, I want to be in God's plan. So when I go visit these 3 schools, I want God to give me a sign from one of them. This school is for you. Where he wants me to be, not where I want to be. Because if I go to where I want to be, and it's not where I need to be and where he wants me to be at, then I don't know what's going to happen. Like, you know, it's going to be a good experience. Is it not going to be a good experience? But I want God to let me know what I need and where he wants me to be, not where I want to be at. So, that's just kind of where I'm at. I just made this video because I felt like I went to church today and the pastor was like, when God's speaking to you, you need to go speak to other people. And so I was just like, wow, like, okay, let me come in here and actually speak to y'all, because now I actually speak to y'all about my pathway and like what happened, literally. So like, I just came in here, like, don't rush anything. Literally, this year has been crazy for me, especially last year. And God came through. He was like, girl, get in this time. I got your back. And literally, I'm just so blessed. I'm getting the hell out of North Carolina. Let me just say that first and foremost. Been here for 22 years. I'm tired of being here. I don't care where I go, but I'm ready to get the hell out of here. But I'm just blessed. I'm so thankful. I'm grateful. And I couldn't wait to go to church today. Just to thank God and just to praise him. Let him know how, like, you know, happy I am that he did this for me. Because literally, God can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. He's seen me trying to help myself. He's seen me trying, okay, Chelsea's go back to school. She knows what she's got to do. So I'm going to help her. And literally, I feel like, and for me, I don't have a lot of faith in myself. But I feel like now I'm kind of getting better with that. In a sense, like, for sure. Because now it's like, Chelsea, like, look, of course it was God, but you also played a part in this too. Like, you know what I mean? You did what you had to do to get to where you wanted to go. And God helped you. Like, so now I'm trying to, like, kind of gain faith in myself. And I'm like, why shouldn't I not have faith in myself? God had faith in me. Why should I doubt myself? God never doubts me. And it's kind of crazy because last year, that's where I was at. Like, I was disappointed. I just felt like I wasn't smart enough, felt like I wasn't good enough. What am I missing? Like, I worked so hard these past 4 years to get into this school. And my own school didn't even accept me. And it was like, what was I missing? And I felt like I was missing God. I was most definitely missing faith in God, if anything. And now that I have faith in God, it's just like, he's like, okay, here, this is what having faith in God does for you. Look what's going on. Like, I did it. Like, I did it for you. Like, you just believe in me. So this was definitely just a great feeling. But y'all, just want to say, no matter if it took a year for me to get into graduate school, no matter if it took 2 years, 3 years for me to get into graduate school, I would have kept on doing it. I would have been 60, I don't care. I would have kept on trying because that's how bad I really seriously wanted this. And I know that I could do it. I knew that I could do it. God knew that I could do it. And that's why I'm here today. And that's why I'm sitting here and choosing, like, what are the pros and cons of going to this school? Literally, my prayers have shifted in that aspect. And it's just a great feeling to know that, like, you know, hey, God just came through. Like, wow. Great God, literally. I just say have faith in God. Never get up. Never feel like you're stupid. Never feel like you're not good enough, because just say that, hey, maybe it's not my time. And what could I do differently? It's just not my time. It's not my time. Everybody has a different pathway. You know, that same girl that I was talking about earlier, she might come in, you know, it might be a different bump in her life or something she didn't have to overcome. I just had to overcome disappointment early. You know what I mean? But I just want to come on here and say that no matter what your major is, don't rush things, but also never give up. Don't worry about it, because I really trust in God if we worry. And what's so funny about this round, I kept on telling my dad, I kept on telling my friends, I said, you know what's crazy? I'm not even worried. If I don't get in, I'm just keep on applying. I'll keep on doing what I got to do, but I'm not worried. This is the difference. Last time I was worried. This time I'm not worried. So, because I believe in God. My faith is there. Our relationship is up here, not down here. So that's why I'm not worried. But most definitely keep on trying. I hope that someone gets inspired by this video. This video is 22 minutes so far. Sorry about that. But I just want to come on here and speak about my testimony and just everything that I've been going through. I'm going to try to make more videos. But I'm just happy. I'm going to Atlanta Tuesday for my friend's birthday. I'm just excited. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I can't go to sleep without praying. I gotta pray because I'm just so happy. I feel like I can never thank God enough. I just know that he has great stuff in store for me. And as long as I continue to have faith in him, I continue to believe in him and do what I gotta do. So I'm just so happy. I'm just so blessed, y'all. Anybody can do it. Nothing is literally impossible at all. And I'm just blessed. I don't even know what more to say. I wake up happy. I wake up on cloud 9. Literally for the past week, I've been waking up like, oh, happy. What's going on today? Like, what are my friends doing? What's going on? I want to go do something because I'm just so happy. Literally. It's most definitely a whole shift. But, yeah, never give up your dreams, no matter what it is. You don't have to even be graduate school. You don't even have to go to even graduate school. You can want to start a business or something, and it may not be going well. Like, believe in God, and that's all you have to do. What's meant for you will always be meant for you, and that's something that I've always learned through this process. God, you know what I mean? Like, he has what's in store for you. Like my pastor said, never feel like you're disqualified from anything, because anything is possible. Nothing's impossible. So yeah, I just want to come by and say that. I'm gonna try to put up more